It's been about a year since we've installed the Reversion Raceworks stint and a half radio in the Silverado, the 2000 Silverado, and there's been some updates. This is the Gen 1 Reversion Raceworks radio that came out a little over a year ago, and I've been using it for the better part of over a year now. And it's been okay. There are a couple of downsides. It does work smoothly. It connects to my phone every time. It barely has any dropouts out of CarPlay or anything like that. But two main concerns. The sound quality output is pretty bad, and the lack of having a physical volume knob is straight diabolical. Luckily, this company seems to be one who actually cares about what their customers want, and they've come out with a Gen 2 radio kit. And here is the Gen 2 radio from these guys. It's got a bunch of improvements. A physical radio knob, which is probably number one on my list. It has almost double the wattage output over the stock Gen 1 radio. The stock Gen 1 radio is about 25 watts. This one's now coming in at about 48 watts. Should have a much better sound quality as well. Has a built-in fan and improved internal software. So overall, it should be a much better option. We're going to get this radio installed and see how the improvements are over the Gen 1 radio. So nice how easy these come out of here, especially with that bracket that they supply. Makes it like so easy just to get this radio in and out. So we've got the Gen 1 radio here. This is the one that we installed in the last video. Something that's really nice is for you guys that already have this Gen 1 radio and want to go to the Gen 2 radio, this harness looks like it's exactly the same. So we're going to be able to transfer this harness between the two and not have to go through and make a whole new harness. If you have a stock radio and you're going right to the Gen 2 radio, you're going to have to make one of these harnesses. This one comes with the radio. This one comes with the kit that you're going to get from Reversion Raceworks. Just make sure you add it on in the drop-down menus. And you have to splice the two together. It's a super simple process. Check out my Gen 1 radio install, and it'll go over exactly how to make this harness if you are not familiar with making a radio harness. It's super simple. So with the Gen 2 radio, we're going to reuse our Gen 1 harness here and plug it right into its main connector. Two other harnesses that we're going to use with this are this one. This is a very important one. The radio's instructions specifically say to install this connection no matter what, whether or not you're using any of these leads or not. And it's important because they have the Bluetooth antennas built into this harness, which are these two little guys right here. So this harness has got to be plugged in at no matter what, whether or not you're going to use Bluetooth or whatever. It's just for correct functionality of the radio. We're also going to use this other supplied harness too. But I think the only two we're going to use on this are for the mic, for making Bluetooth calls. And then I think we're going to use this fan power supply as well so that the fan on the radio works. Here are the connections we made. We reused the power harness. We've got this harness plugged in with our microphone plugged in, as well as our fan power supply. And then we have our Bluetooth antenna hooked up. And those are the only three connections we have. There are a couple of other ones on here for a camera. I actually do have a backup camera to install with this radio, but I'm not going to be doing it today because the truck's parked in a whole bunch of snow and it is pretty cold out. So we're going to do that probably in a later video. Just subscribe or leave a comment, see if it's something that you really want as a backup camera, and I'll show you guys how to install that. It should be a pretty straightforward process. Let's pop this thing back into its holder and back into the dash. all installed. Let's power it up and see what it does. Alright, here we are at the home screen. Definitely a different layout than the Gen 1 unit. And this is kind of the fun part where you just kind of get to click around and see how things work. Okay, so we just got done playing with a whole bunch of settings here on the new radio, and let me tell you, it seems like a massive improvement over the Gen 1 radio. The user interface is totally different, but it seems much smoother and much more intuitive. There's probably double the amount of options to change. But our phone, most importantly, paired Bluetooth, no issues right off the bat. We went right into the settings menu, wireless connection, Bluetooth, and we were able to immediately connect our iPhone, and the Apple CarPlay basically immediately came up. After going through a couple of the menus, everything seems to be working really, really smooth with this radio. We have our radio button here on the left-hand side, which is the second one down that shows you right into the actual radio screen. And this seems to be working really nice. You can favorite things by hitting the heart button, and it kind of makes you a nice set list down at the bottom there. And the radio seems to be working just perfectly fine. As we go back to the home screen, we went to the settings mode, and we were playing around with a bunch of the settings. One of the first things you're going to want to do is probably hook up your phone. So you're going to go to wireless connection and Bluetooth, and you're going to immediately pair your phone. That comes up right here. After pairing the phone and it's connected to Bluetooth, we were able to hit this top left button, and it immediately connected with our phone. It's not going to now. I have Bluetooth disconnected, so it plays well with my phone making this video. But it paired right away, and CarPlay works just exactly the same as it did on the other radio. Very, very smooth. Everything works the way that it's supposed to. The only difference between the Gen 1 and Gen 2 radios is that this one continues to have a status bar on the left-hand side here, which actually is kind of nice, because if you're in CarPlay and you want to go back to the regular radio, it's just one click away, and it is back at the regular radio. And it seems to switch pretty flawlessly between regular radio and then Bluetooth. For CarPlay, sometimes some head units kind of get tripped up there when you're switching back and forth between the two, but it seems to work really, really smooth with this head unit. And the big thing with this head unit is that it has a physical radio knob that works really well. It's responsive, it's got a nice click feel to it, and it works well. But probably the main star of the show is actually the sound quality with this radio. It sounds 10 times better than that other head unit. Both the radio and CarPlay, it's a massive difference in sound quality. I mean, about as good as you can get for a 2000 Chevy Silverado with just some replacement speakers in it. You know, I just have some replacement speakers here in the front door, and then stock speakers still in the rear doors, so it's not like it's like a awesome audio system or whatever. But I'm not really like an audiophile. I just kind of want to listen to regular music while I drive my truck. I'm not looking for anything fancy. But the Gen 1 radio was actually really bad. Like, I actually almost just turned it off most of the time because the sound quality was so bad. Even at volume 5, it was pretty bad. But this one, you can turn the volume all the way up, probably like 3/4 of the way before it actually starts to before it starts to chop out, and you know, like the speakers just can't handle it. But I'm not kidding when I say it sounds at least like 5 to 10 times better in sound quality. It really, really is a huge difference. If you have a Gen 1 radio, it is a no-brainer that you're going to want to jump over to the Gen 2 radio here. It is, like I said, a massive difference, and this is a much, much better setup here. There's, like I said, a ton of other options in this radio as well. You can switch to nighttime mode, which is nice. I usually like this kind of stuff, but usually it's a little bit harder to see. The radio is a little bit harder to see when it's black like this, so I might just set it back to automatic mode. But a lot of things like that, it's just all up to preference of which you prefer. But the actual touchscreen seems super responsive. All the apps seem to function really well, and most importantly, CarPlay works well. The sound quality is way, way better, and we have a physical volume knob. Going through some of the additional settings, it looks like you can change a ton of stuff. The layout, I haven't really played around with too much here. Going to a borderless mode, I'm going to play around with that after this video. But it looks like you can change custom wallpapers and themes. You have to download the wallpapers, so I'm not exactly sure how this works exactly, importing a wallpaper or downloading a wallpaper. It looks like you might be able to plug in a USB stick that has wallpapers on it and actually change the background of like the home screen and stuff. So that would be kind of cool. But other than that, there just is a ton of other options here. But the big one I found was under sound and equalizer. I listen to mostly rock, hard rock, and classic rock, and I listen to a bunch of genres, but a lot of the times the rock and roll theme tends to sound the best because it adds a lot of bass. And even for, again, a truck with like just stock replacement speakers, the adding rock and roll equalizer made a huge difference. Where on the Gen 1 radio, if you even tried to play with the equalizer, it almost just distorted the sound beyond even recognition. So again, a huge improvement in the sound quality with this Gen 2 radio. A bunch of other features here, again, with the day and nighttime themes. These are just kind of screens you can go through and play around with and kind of figure out what you like. So to wrap this up, I really think that the Gen 2 radio is a really huge upgrade over the Gen 1. And then if you have a current Gen 1 radio, I think it's well worth the money to upgrade to a Gen 2 unit. You send an email to Reversion Raceworks if you already have their Gen 1 kit, and I think they'll be more than happy to help you, price out a kit that you can use for swapping over the Gen 2 radio, since you don't need most of the other accessories that you already have. If you have a stock head unit in your truck still, I think that this is another fantastic upgrade for a stock head unit replacement, especially if your volume knob doesn't work or some part of the radio doesn't work. This is a great upgrade. And big shout out to Reversion Raceworks for hooking it up with a much better Gen 2 radio unit.